Awesome, Matt. I think we are live.
Yeah, looks like it.
That's that's
We're
that's looking
on
good.
air.
You can actually ask somebody if you can write on chat, if you can hear us loudly and clearly. And we're going to start in a couple of seconds with a webinar hosted for the first time the Partner Day online. But yeah, there will be more to come. And actually, Matt, we are planning the on-site event as we were discussing for multiple weeks already.
Yeah, so this is not just a webinar, right?
Yeah.
It's a full-on Xplus Partner Day, the first one ever. It should be very, very interesting. But yeah, we were planning initially to do it on site. We wanted to do a nice on-site event in Warsaw to invite our partners and maybe even some customers to talk about our solutions in detail and how they work in real life, what kinds of results they generate, both for customers and partners. But it wasn't meant to be this year to do it on site, so
Sure.
we settled on doing it online. I think this will still be great. The sessions will be, very focused on value, and I'm sure everyone who attends will take something out of it, something valuable from each and every session.
We
Uh,
probably won't also overlap with the events we had because this year was crazy for Vegas, Porto Roche. We've
yeah.
showed a lot, but yeah, I think we have some new stuff for our guests.
Oh yeah, for sure. The amount of events, like just in May, it was way too much. But this year in general, I think we've been to a record number of events, right? This Mavim event in Amsterdam. We had this Credo event for XF in Warsaw. We had the Microsoft AI tour in Brussels. We had the roundtable from Microsoft in Warsaw. We had the companion events in Copenhagen, in
Yeah,
Bucharest,
Bucharest. Yeah, true.
the CER event in London, and then the DynamicsCon in Vegas. That was a fun event, wasn't it?
And also Porto Roche and there's multiple other on-site visits with partners. Yeah, this I believe this is the moment where Lufthansa and all the Star Alliance flights, the Star Alliance companies, they should send us some flowers for spending so much cash on them.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they should, shouldn't they, huh? They
Yeah,
should be treating us better for being such frequent flyers. But
true,
yeah,
true.
it's been crazy between these events and visiting partners, customers. It's difficult to actually find the time, to catch up on things.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, excited. That'll be a great event. And as Matt is mentioning, we are co-hosting here today with multiple people on board. There will be Matt hosting the session. There will be Pavel Bunchkovsky who will run the data mining and process mining functionalities. So we're gonna have Pavel Wozniak. So everybody who is actually very visible on the YouTube channels and on-site session with partners and customers. You will see us all today. We brought the A team to show you everything we've came up through last years and guide you through how to collaborate with Xplus, become our partner, how to make revenue streams because this is the goal, yeah, Matt? We want to bring business and we want to grow together with partners.
Exactly, that's the way to go. When we bring value to the customers together, these customers are happy. You, as our partners, are happy, and we are happy. So, when everyone is happy, that means we're doing something right together. But Bart, what a journey it has been, right? These past, I don't know, 8 or more years, from being a market leader in AX 2009 and AX 2012 for automated testing to
Yeah.
becoming the number one paid solution for FNO for automated testing, to having our security setup solution, well, first developing it to solve security issues for customers, then selling it to Microsoft so that now everyone can take part and solve their custom security roles with user security governance, to now this exciting new observability solution, the first one ever for
Yeah.
FNO. Was
Yeah,
it
I think
was it easy?
I think that's a roller coaster. That describes the way you think you know everything about the market and the partners and the value proposition, but then competition. Microsoft releases our set for free, and we've been kind of questioning what do we do? We have a paid product, and how to collaborate, and we won, as you mentioned. And overall, I think the best value we can extract from all those years is that I think we have very good nose, very good feeling what products to build, and how to build them, what kind of functionalities, how to collaborate with market, how to collaborate with Microsoft and partners to bring significant value. And I think this experience we are sharing together with the team, because it's a fact that we also internally are very stable. We have a little churn on the team. Everybody with high knowledge stays, and that actually gives us that feeling of the market to know where to position next step. So I think that 8 years, it's a stability. It's a roller coaster, but it's stability and the big pleasure that we can actually bring some game changers to the market, as you were mentioning, security, an example. Okay.
Yeah. And now there's also a very exciting opportunity with Microsoft deprecating RSAT.
Sure.
I'll talk a little bit more about this during my session, but I think everyone is thinking, like, what now? Microsoft
Yeah,
deprecating
exactly.
RSAT. Many customers use it to some point. Some use it very little. Some use it more. In my opinion, RSAT is not really a viable solution for bigger projects. If you have more than 100 test scripts, it gets very difficult to manage that in RSAT. But smaller projects having 50 test scripts in RSAT, that's perfectly fine. And many customers who are doing that now will start looking into some other solutions. And we are targeting this moment. We are thinking strategically about how to make it work so that we can go with our light version, which is a free version of the solution, which we already shipped before Microsoft announced this
True.
this RSAT deprecation. But we want to make this solution a tool that anyone can use, that is free, and that brings a whole lot better experience than RSAT ever brought. But yeah, it's just about us figuring out this freemium premium model, how to make this work. And we've already received a lot of very, very useful feedback from many of our partners on how to shape this this version. Again, the version 1 is already available on App Stores, but we're now thinking about how to improve it, how to make the version 2 the standard go-to solution for anyone needing help with test automation in FNO. And of course, there will be just some limitation on how much you test. If you get really serious about testing and you start testing a lot and very frequently, sooner or later you will need to upgrade from this free version to a premium version, to a paid version. But yeah, customers who will continue to test small will be able to use the free version pretty much forever.
True, true. Yeah, that's a point. And we've encountered value of kind of the estimate that there are close to 3,000 customers across the globe with RSAT being somehow active. So that'll be interesting how this conversion will go on. And yeah, today over multiple sessions, you will see details of that. And I think I will just carry on to the agenda with
Let's take a look what we have for this first one ever Xplus Partner Day.
exactly. So we are starting with welcome. We will walk you through the observability as the foundation for your future. That will be hosted by me. I'll give you some good understanding of what this product does and how to perceive that for your dynamic finance and operations environments.
Just maybe to say a few words about Bart, if you don't know him yet. Bart is our VP of products. He's the man behind all our major solutions. He's been critical in our success, and I'm always amazed by the insights he brings to the table, and also just the sheer breadth of his knowledge. And in this session, Bart, I believe you'll take everyone through the product that's been getting a lot of attention lately,
Yeah.
Discovery. And you talk about the values that observability brings for F&O customers.
Exactly. Yes. So that will be summarized in a glimpse. Naturally, this application has a massive. This is going to be a foundation for an entire day, because the observability at the end of everything, how we're going to perceive that, builds value for auditing, for testing, from process mining, for performance testing, and so forth. So that will be something which combines all of that. And if you're going to take a look on the first session, you're going to have. That would be a nice starter for the other topics. We're going to have process mining hosted by Paweł Bączkowski. We're going to have test automation by you, Matt, our head of product, head of the partnerships. Thank you so much, Matt, for kind words. Always great to co-host
My pleasure.
and co-hike the world. Yeah, we do a lot of traveling together with Matt to partners and customers, so we are able to brainstorm a lot how to build good products in our ecosystem. And lastly, we will have Paweł Woźniak on the complete vision of performance of your D365 FSCM and BC test automation live. So that'll be a complete day with us today, and I bet you won't get bored. I bet that you're gonna see here today multiple great values. And yeah, let us know, what do you think about that? We're gonna redo those webinars and feel more than invited for on-site events we're gonna host soon.
Yeah, we'll start also each session with a quick survey just to get a better understanding of the audience and also better tailored this experience for you. So please participate in those surveys. Also, for each session, just write your questions, comments in the chat. There will always be at least a few minutes, hopefully, for each session to address your questions at the end. And there will also be a 15-minute break between each of the sessions. Of course, it may be a little longer or a little shorter, depending on how the session actually ends. But there should be at least some break for each. And again, we'll start all of these sessions with the quick survey. So please take part in that. And I think with that, Bart, I'll just leave you to your first session.
I have one more point. See
Uh-huh.
that we are actually visiting the BizApps Summit in Seattle next
Yeah.
month. I think it will be also a good moment to invite people for, I think, first ever comparison of test automation tools, applications on the scene. So that will be very interesting discussion done and hosted by Dynamics communities in Seattle. We've been invited to compare all the current test automation solutions available on the market, targeting finance and operations. And on the scene, we'll be able to answer questions how we perceive our test automation in agentific era. So that will be interesting. That will be, I'm super excited. And I love where we stand, Matt, now. With the power from the observability, we are giving to the market such a unique combination of functionalities, a platform which is uncomparable. And yeah, it's going to be interesting to watch. So feel invited for that. And we have the event in October. That'll be the
Yeah, the Dynamics Con Europe, I believe this is what you mean, the one happening in Frankfurt. Or also there's the Summit NA in October, I think in Nashville this year.
yes.
So yeah, the next three events we're talking about, we're thinking about, what we're going to, are going to be this BizApp Summit in at the end of July. Be sure to let us know if you're coming. Again, we'll have this really nice session on comparing the different test automation solutions. Bart is gonna destroy the competition, I believe. And then there's going to be the Dynamics Con in Europe, in Frankfurt in October, and then Community Summit in Nashville in the US also in October.
Exactly, and that'll be a great occasion if the content you're going to see today over today's agenda will interest you. On site, we are organizing some more one-to-one demos with partners. We discuss everything in detail. We want to propose a safe approach on scalability and building you services that will actually bring you massive value for your end customers and yeah, build new revenue streams. So all of that in a glimpse today, but on site we can go to details and navigate how to embed all the applications you're going to see today. And I think, yeah, with that being said, I will jump into the observability. Thank you so much, Matt, for co-hosting the welcome with me. And look forward for your part soon. And yeah, let's
Thanks so
jump
much, Bart.
in
Uh,
observability.
Everyone, please enjoy the session by Bart.
Thank
See you
you.
later. The hour is up. I hope you all had a chance to get a cup of coffee or tea and stretch your legs a little bit. We'll now move to the session on testing. Let me see here. Yeah, I think I'll start with a brief introduction, maybe also a few words about the history of the solution. But first of all, my name is Mateusz. Been here at Xplus for about 8 years now. When I first joined, we were just about to hit the market with the D365 version. So I've been lucky enough to see the great growth of this solution, Executive Automates, now testing by Xplus, and also the other solutions that we've successfully deployed since then. I work mainly with our partners. I help them solve specific pain points the customers are having with D365 FNO with the use of our nice ASV solutions. So this tool particularly, Executive Automates, was first developed for AX 2009, and that was 14 years ago, so quite a long time. We developed it internally for one of our projects. It was a big implementation of AX 2009 for an energy company in Poland, JSW, and yeah, that solution helped us automate testing on that project and deliver it on time and successfully. So it showed us the potential in ISV solutions, in products. We quickly upgraded the version to AX 2012. And in AX 2012, we had already quite a lot of success. We became basically the go-to solution, the market leader for automated testing in AX 2012. And the solution back then, it did more than just testing. It helped automate regression and performance testing, but it also helped create business process documentation, user guides for the users, and it also helped optimize security roles and deliver process-based security. And that idea we shipped also in D365 FNO, I think in 2020, with a solution called Executive Automate Security Setup. And that solution we sold to Microsoft 2 years ago, it would be, I think, already. It's now in the standard. It's called User Security Governance. But yeah, the D365 version of this tool of testing by Xplus, I believe, was first introduced in 2018. And back then we already knew like where to take this product, what customers want, because we had all these AX experiences and feedback from customers and partners. So we decided to create a solution for the business, a simple tool that will allow the business to record their processes and then quickly and easily create automated tests around them. And so that's what we did. The usability from day one was basically our main factor that we were optimizing for. I'll go into the agenda briefly, but now I've remembered that we should actually start with this little quiz. It's not a quiz, it's a survey. So if you could scan this QR code and just in your best guess, best assumption, how would you rate your customers? How many of them are testing well? Is it less than 25%? Is it between 25 and 50? Is it between 50 and 75 or above 75%? Again, it's your definition of testing well. For someone, testing well might mean testing at all. It might mean testing the core processes and nothing else. And for someone, it might mean, having all your business processes covered with tests, which are very thorough, multiple test cases around every process, and testing with every release. So quite often. And from the response we're seeing here, we can say that, yeah, less than 25% is, we have 2 partners filling that out, then 25 to 50. Oh, now someone switched to less than 25%. Yeah, so judging from this, most of your customers are not testing well, at least at this point in time, which is great, which means there's a nice opportunity for you to help improve that. Let's move to the second one. What percentage of your customers are using any kind of automated testing today? Whether it's RSAT, whether it's some scripting solutions, whether it's anything. And again, we have these brackets every 25%. And judging from the responses, okay, we have 4 partners responding less than 25%, which is kind of expected, I would say. This is what we're seeing in the market. And then 1 partner responded 25 to 50%. Yeah, this is pretty nice. If let's say nearly half of your customers are using any kind of automated testing, but I would assume it's probably RSAT in many cases because of the fact that it's free, and usually partners are providing some task recordings after implementations, and so this is usually why customers continue on with RSAT after the implementation. All right, let's move on to the next one. And now about RSAT. So specifically, what percentage of your customers are using RSAT? And judging from the previous question, I would say most of those should be probably less than 25%. Let's see if that holds true. Yeah, we have the same responses. So as I was thinking, most of the customers are using RSAT if they are using anything for their automated testing. All right, and then let's jump to another one. So do you currently offer testing or test automation services? Again, whether it's with RSAT, with any tool, whether it's just help with organizing the projects for the customers on like the theory side. Okay, we have 4 responses for no, 1 for yes. Makes sense. So most of you are not offering this yet, which is great, which means there's an opportunity to open up a new revenue stream. And then, yeah, the last question is actually around whether you see this as an opportunity, the fact that RSAT is being deprecated and there will be customers looking for other solutions and for help with switching to automated testing. We have 3 responses, 4 and 5. Perfect. Everyone is seeing this similar as we are, so this is an opportunity for sure. And I hope after this presentation you will see it more clearly. So let's jump back to the presentation. Okay. And let's go through the agenda. So what I'll cover in this session will be mostly about why it makes sense to automate testing. So what are the common issues customers are having with D365 testing and how you could solve them, those issues, those pain points. I'll talk about why test automation is often the answer to these issues, these pain points. I'll say a few words about how to pick the right tool, because there's many tools on the market right now, and it makes sense to choose the solution that best fits the wider amount of customers as possible. Then I'll quickly demo our solution, testing by Xplus. I'll talk about some typical implementations, what they look like. I'll share some success stories also from customers and from partners. Then I'll talk about how easy it is to start with our solution. And then lastly, I'll touch on the fact that RSET is being deprecated and what's our response to that, what we want to do with our free version of the solution, which is called Testing Lite. So with that, let's jump to the common issues. So very often, customers are not even sure how to get started with testing, not even to think about test automation. So they have no clear test strategy. They don't know how often they should test. They don't know whether they should adopt every Microsoft release or they should maybe skip one. They don't know if they should test for proactive quality updates as well, for their own releases, who should be involved in the project, where this responsibility for testing should be. Should it be with the IT? Should it be with the partner? Should it be with the business? How to cover their processes with tests. Yeah, there's a lot of questions that customers have in their mind that they're not sure how to answer or how to go about. This is an obvious opportunity for partners to help solve that. I'll talk more about this on the next slide. But then even if customers have an idea how to approach test automation or how to approach testing in general, then they often find that the very blocker or the bottleneck is the business, because it's the business that needs to be heavily involved in the project. It's the subject matter experts, the key users, the process owners who have to use their knowledge of the application to prepare the tests. First of all, to identify the processes that they own, and then to identify what specifically in those processes should be tested to make sure that the application works well after adopting a new release. And even if those test cases are already defined, so this work has been done by the business, then quite often it's the business that needs to continuously test those processes. So those users will usually be fine with doing this for the first time during UATs, for example, when they are first learning the application. But then once they go live and they have to do this every few months, they will start getting frustrated with this task. They will start resenting it, and it also just takes a lot of their time. And it's just boring, mundane, manual task that you have to check your processes, that you have to make sure that everything works, maybe mark some checkboxes in an Excel file or in Azure DevOps. It's a lot of work, and that also makes the whole process quite slow, because if you have to involve 20 different business users and have them spend 2 weeks or 4 weeks just going through the full regression test cycle, testing every process, doing every test case that you have defined, then you cannot really adopt new releases quickly. You cannot adopt new own releases, not just Microsoft releases, quickly. It takes you just too long. This testing cycle is too long, and it's also not that reliable because of the fact that these users are humans. first of all, and they may make mistakes. They may mark the process, okay, it's working, it's been tested, when they didn't really test it fully, or they did, or they thought they did, but they missed some important test case, which will later on bring a bug to the production system and cause some catastrophic event. Yeah, the reliability is in question, even though you spend so much resources, so much time on this task. And obviously you do this because you want to make sure this catastrophic event, something bringing the system down, causing some delays, or costing the company a lot of money, doesn't happen. You want to make sure. That's why you test. And so if you are not testing thoroughly, if you're not testing well, then you increase this risk, uh, and it can be really dramatic for some companies. So yeah, that's why it's important to pay attention to testing, to test well. And then if you want to test well, you sooner or later find out that it's very, very costly to do it manually. And it also doesn't really make sense to do it manually because of this human error, let's say, risks that you have, and because of the fact that yeah, your users will resent you for it. And if you have a testing team, so someone dedicated for testing, whether it's the customer IT testing, or if it's you as the partner who is doing the tests, that's still just a very suboptimal setup, because the majority of tests you can always automate, and you should. So how to solve these common issues, these major things that customers talk about? First of all, yeah, we always advise customers to partner on test strategy, to use an experienced partner who knows how to set up this project to test well the application. And we already work with many partners all around the world. We can recommend someone in almost every region of the world. We are doing these projects ourselves as well. We have our own test automation methodology, which we are always happy to share with our partners, which we can train our partners on. But this is the opportunity for you as well to offer these services to the customers, not even about test automation specifically, but just to help them design a good test strategy to make sure these responsibilities and these tasks are well allocated. The customer knows exactly what to do, how to do it, when to do it, and the odds of success of such a project just go skyrocket when that happens. And then yeah, just move to automation. Testing manually doesn't make sense. And if you actually use the solution as a partner during the implementation, you can start automating very early. You can start automating basically as certain parts of the application are getting accepted by the business. You can start like from a high level, just to record the process, to have the documentation of the process, and have a base for simple tests, and just create some smoke tests first as the application is getting developed. But then after go live, first of all, you will have your processes documented. You can give this documentation to the customer. They will have user guides because of it. You as the partner or the customer themselves will be able to use those recordings to create custom security roles, so process-based security. And you as the partner or the customer themselves will have a base for regression testing after go live that they can expand on. They will have already most of their tests created, or yeah, or at least half of them. I don't know, depending on how much resources you allocate to this. But they will have a good start, which they can build upon after go live, and you can be also the partner that is helping them with that. So creating those test scripts, maintaining them, maybe even running the scripts for them. Because what customers want is to have this confidence that their application is being tested well, and they may not always care if it's them doing that or if it's the partner doing that. And many of our partners are actually doing testing as a service, so testing for the customer without the customer getting too much involved. Of course, they have to be involved initially to define those tests and to to define the scope basically. But then once your tests are created, you can just maintain them and then run them for the customer and report on results if there's any issues, any bugs. That's what the customer wants to know, basically. And that will reduce the business effort or the general effort in testing by at least 80%. So again, instead of having those 20 people go through a major regression test cycle and spend a lot of hours across a month, you will have your tests done in minutes or in hours, depending on how big the test plan is. But you will run them overnight. You will have the results in the morning. You'll be able to retest everything on demand whenever needed. It doesn't matter. We have customers who have 100 scripts and we have customers who have a few thousand scripts. No matter how big is your test plan, you'll always be able to run, just specific parts of it within I don't know, an hour, let's say. And then you will have results of your tests at all times. You'll have proof of test. You'll have documentation proving that you've done this test on this environment with this user, with all the steps, with screenshots, with all the validations done. You will have full proof and full confidence that your entire regression test plan was run exactly as you wanted. And yeah, that will obviously drastically increase the quality of the application of your tests, but also the speed of it, right? Instead of wasting 2 weeks or a month, you'll run a major regression overnight, basically. And if you find some bugs, you'll fix them and you'll rerun the entire regression test cycle within another few hours or overnight. So it will help you with the quality and speed of delivery. So just to sum up, what are those most important things for the customer when discussing automated testing with them? So the main argument or the important argument is the fact that their business will get offloaded from this task. If the customer is already testing somewhat well, and I know that this doesn't happen because of the survey, they will understand it immediately. But even if the customer is not testing well, but it's their business testing and they've done a few cycles already, they will appreciate a solution to take this task off their shoulders. And with automation, this is basically what you do. You turn this manual, menial, mundane, and boring task to robots that can work, on demand 24/7. They don't get tired, they don't complain. They just test for you and they test exactly as you want them to. They do not make mistakes, or if they do, this is also captured in the documentation and in the test run itself. So you know that something, went wrong and you can just retest it quickly. You'll have an army of robots consistently and constantly executing your tests whenever needed. You'll be able to increase your coverage because with automation, creating another script, takes you a few minutes, but then you can run it thousands of times at no additional cost other than what it takes to maintain this script. So you'll find a lot of value in increasing the coverage, and at the same time you are decreasing this business risk of something going wrong, of a bug finding its way to the production. You will have way higher reliability because again, these are tests done by code, basically, not by humans. So they don't make mistakes, they document everything. And yeah, you can just be confident that your application is being tested exactly as you want it to. And long term, of course, this will generate a lot of savings for the customer, because if you just compare or count the time that they would need to do to test to test the application manually, to test it well, and compare that to what it costs to create the scripts, to have the solution, and to run them, this will always be a great saving over time. In fact, most of our test automation projects generate positive return on investment for customers within the first year, or at least within the first, like, I think 15 or 16 months. But yeah, the long-term cost of testing will decrease for sure when moving to test automation. And depending on how much you are testing, this can be like very, very quick, or it can take a little longer. So how to pick the right solution for automation? I'd come back to what I was saying at the beginning about what we optimize for when creating executive automates or testing by Xplus. And this was this ease of use. So yeah, how quickly it takes you to train your users, to train your people, how to use the solution to deliver the goals, so to automate your tests. And with our solution, it's very quick. We have two 90-minute sessions for end user training, and in between we have some guided online training. And after that, users are able to do at least 90%, if not 95% of test script that they will ever have to do in the solution. This other last 5% or 10% are very complex scripts, ones that you cannot really train for, like using APIs or using some advanced code in your scripts. And these are rare cases. Most of your tests are simple tests where you just go through the process, you do some validations, use specific data. That can be taught within hours or minutes even for our solution. And this ease of use makes the whole project simple and quick, right? The creation of scripts, maintaining them, executing them, all of these things should take the least amount possible with the best solution. And that's something you can easily compare yourself when you are testing out different solutions. And I would recommend you do that. Because this is something you very quickly find out. If it takes you, a few minutes to create a test, the same test with one solution, but it takes you a few hours to do it with another one, then you have a very quick answer which solution is better in general and for this particular project that you're using it for. Then reporting and documentation is something quite useful in the right solution, because very often the delivering or doing the project to automate tests is a good opportunity in general to record your processes, because again, you will automate tests around your processes. So recording your processes is a great start. And then once you do that, you have business process documentation for all your processes. And you also have, or you could have, custom security roles, process-based security for your users based on those recorded processes. So you kill multiple birds with one stone, basically, just because you decide to automate your testing. And yeah, not every solution will allow you to do that. Ours does allow you to do that. Again, we were the ones who created the user security governance module in FNO. So we wanted our customers and partners to be using our testing solution to help also with security, because again, this is just a little extra work and you get two projects for the price of one, basically. So testing and security, and maybe even process documentation at the same time. Market maturity, of course, it's good to consider solutions that have been around for a while, have many customers using it, have many partners using it, because there's a new tool created probably every day, vibe coded with AI, and you probably don't want to be a beta tester of one of these solutions. Because again, the purpose, the goal of testing should be to decrease the business risk and not to increase it. So I wouldn't, recommend going with new solutions. And then the best solution should give you the lowest total cost of ownership. So if you combine the cost of using the solution, so the license, plus of delivering the project, so creating all the scripts, maintaining them, running them, etc., the total cost should be the lowest with the best solution. And that's also something you can easily compare. We have some basic ROI calculators that we share with our customers and partners that can allow you to calculate and also compare the costs of manual testing versus versus doing it automatically with our solution versus doing it with other solutions. You just plug in some numbers for the solutions, and you see how it looks like in time. And now let me move on to a quick demo. Let me make this big. All right. So what I've got here is a trial environment of executive automats or testing by Xplus. And this is what you see when you first log into the solution. You can see some schedulers or executions of your schedulers. Schedulers are just batch jobs, so the way that you can string many different test scripts together and run them at a specific time. And I've got some performance test scheduler here that we can see what were the results lately. And then you have some like basic information. If we had some planned executions, we would see that. Some recently executed script and disk space, which is important if you are gathering a lot of documentation. We have some customers from regulated industries that are documenting everything everywhere, like a lot. And so they will often run out of disk space at some point because they have to also keep this documentation for a given amount of time. To get started recording your first script, you need two things. You need a system definition, so where you will be recording. The solution works for anything that is web-based, but we focus on Microsoft technology. I have here a finance and operations environment, also some sales environment, and I have a couple of virtual users, which is the second thing that you need to be able to start recording your first script. So these are just Microsoft accounts which have access to this test environment where I'll record something simple for you now. And then projects are a way of just organizing your tests. This is your test tree. Many customers build it differently. You will build it the way that you build your test plan. So it can be by application, it can be by types of tests. You can go into like modules of the application or work streams. It's really up to you. This is how you will, let's say, categorize your tests to later on be able to easily maintain them and know where a specific test is or should be added. I'll just open this playground project where I have already this configuration done. So I've added these system definitions and virtual users. So I just can click new empty script and start recording my first process. So I'll just record for you a simple free text invoice posting process. I've got here the default environment, default virtual user. So I can just click create and record. And that will open up a new browser pane with this recorder panel on the left side and the application on the right side. And as you can see, I'm already logged in on this AWX test2 virtual user. And I can just hit record and start going through the process. just like a normal user would. And I can go to accounts receivable and open all free text invoices and just hit a new button. And the application is catching all the steps that I'm doing. I'll just select a random customer, type in some description, select the main account. I'll do it once more because this environment is lagging. As you can see, I clicked this twice. It probably won't break my script, but we'll see later. I can write some unit price and then I can just post this invoice. Let's say this is the end of my process. I don't need to do anything else. And the operation completed. The page is still loading. I guess this environment is lagging a little bit. That's why I can't switch to player. But let's make sure this saves. And I can just open it once again. To show you what it looks like, or maybe I'll show you also in the foreground for now. Yeah, and I'll play it for you. And now now the solution will simply replicate my steps. So it will do exactly what I did. It will select all the same values. It will click all the same fields. It will click main account twice. So we'll see if that messes with our process or not. It's taking a long time for the application to load the environment, the test environment that we have today. It's working very, very slow. And the solution always waits for everything to load up, so it will not move to the next step before everything has been loaded. So if the environment is slow, your test will also be slow. They will take time. And yeah, let's see if this fails now because of the twice clicking on main account. Yeah, it probably will. Oh no, actually not, because we're typing the value, so it's fine. And just like that, we've recorded a simple process of creating and posting an invoice, and we've played it. But oh, let's see, we don't actually have this last step recorded by clicking on the OK button. I guess that's what was still happening when I closed the last tab. So let's record it and wait. Okay, now we got it. So we can move this to the end of my process, and also we can select this main account, or we can actually delete both these steps because we're typing the value. And now the script is faster. But before I run it again, I just wanted to show you one more thing, and maybe we can make it change recording position. Maybe we can make it at the end. So this little button, this bullseye icon, which we call inspect, allows you to capture any value visible on the screen and save it as a variable. And so this is how you do validations in your scripts. You just capture values visible on the screen and you do validations on them. Let's capture this value of status. We can call the step get value status. We can make it a local variable, just call it status, and already created with a condition step. So check status and we're going to check if this field has a value of completed. And if it has, then it's all good. We can just log a message, status is correct. And if something else would be as the status other than completed, we want the script to stop and show an error message that the status is wrong. So with this, we got these two new steps. And I can now show you what it looks like to run your script in the background, because this is how you will usually run your scripts. What you saw just now was running the script in the foreground, and this is how you work with your scripts. This is how you create them, you modify them, but once they are done, they'll be running in the background like this one is. So on the server side, in a headless mode where you don't see the execution, but where we are taking screenshots on each step. And also you can follow this here in the solution. And we are obviously catching every step, its duration and status. And if we're using some values, then we're also capturing the data being used. And we see that our script failed. And that was because we actually had the message of, let's see, we had the message of in process. So it didn't switch to completed because we didn't save this OK confirmation on the last step. I reordered it to the last, but I guess I must have deleted it by mistake when I was deleting the main accounts. But that's all fine. Now you can also see what it looks like when our scripts fail. So it did exactly what we wanted. So this test case was supposed to check if or validate if the value in this field is equal to completed in this accounting status, but it was in process instead because we didn't post the invoice, but that's okay. And so this is what it looks like when they fail. We got this also extra information that we put in the validation that status is wrong. And now if I have my configuration with DevOps, I can create a ticket in DevOps with a bug or an issue and tell a developer to look into it because I've run my tests and something failed. So I want them to look at it. Yeah, but also let's maybe fix it just so that I can show you what the documentation looks like when everything is working. I'll just run this, and also I can show you how easy it is to like add additional steps to your script. I can have it run to a certain step in my script and then stop and switch to recorder and add new things. But for now, I just want to run it to the step number 11 where we click post. And so we are actually clicking post. So maybe we need a little delay. Maybe the tool just went too fast, or maybe we're not clicking on OK. Oh, yeah, we're not clicking on OK. I guess this is what was missing, because yeah, we did record the step to click on OK, but we must have deleted it later on with the deletion of the clicking main account. It's really, really slow today. I'm not sure why. Maybe someone's running a huge amount of tests in this test environment. Okay, I can now stop it and make sure my OK now does record. We got it, and we'll just reorder this to here, and it's all good. We'll save, and then I'll just run it in the background to show you what the documentation looks like. We can also capture video if you want. I'll just capture documentation, and this can be captured as a Word file or a PDF file. And again, these are often used by customers just as business process documentation. Or it can also be used as proof of test for those regulated companies who need to document their test executions. And I'll show you what this documentation, this report looks like once this script runs successfully. It should, because we have this click OK now, so the status will change to completed. And we will have, we caught the value status, it was equal to completed, so now our assertion is true. Everything looks well, the status is completed. So that's what your test execution looks like when it runs successfully. Let's open this. I think I need to make it smaller to show you. Yeah. And so in the documentation, you will see on the first page all the basic information about the script. So who created it, where it was run, when, what was the start day, end day, with what user. You can also tailor this documentation to add your company template. And then you have all the scripts, all the steps of your script with screenshots. And of course, all the data being used is also being captured. And at the end of your, and the validations are also captured. And at the end of the document, we have the execution status and also all the used variables and assertions, so all the validations. So this is what the documentation looks like. Oh no, close it. And yeah, maybe I'll move on to the presentation because I think I only have 14 minutes left. Of course, there's a lot more I could show you. As you may imagine, this solution has everything you would need to automate your testing well. We have many different options for data, for creating variables, for basically doing anything you would need to do in your tests. We are integrated with ADO, with DevOps, the way that you can map out your projects, your sub-projects, and your test script execution and your test scripts to ADO test plans, test suites, and test cases. And so you can have all the results flow back to DevOps. You can run your scripts or schedulers from EA, in EA from ADO pipelines, but you can also use the schedulers in here to schedule your test executions and run them, and also to do performance tests, because the solution can also be used to run performance tests. So many different sessions in parallel with many different users. I believe we're the most advanced solution when it comes to performance tests, and we've also done some huge projects, for example, for Coca-Cola South Africa. But yeah, let's say this is it for the solution. And let me move back to the presentation just so that I can finish on time. Okay. All right. So what does a typical implementation look like? I already kind of covered it. We have these two 90-minute sessions with one of our specialists. We have Demo Boost, which is an interactive training platform where you can just learn on your own all the basic functionalities of the tool. We have also Confluence, where we have our knowledge base, where we have a lot of articles on how to do a specific thing in the solution. We have a great support team that is helping customers with different queries, different issues, different business problems. And then usually it's the business users who are recording the processes because they know these processes well or the best. And then there are some super users, or it can be your team who take those recordings from the business and who perfect them basically. So make sure that the processes recorded use the right data, they do the right validations, basically that they cover the specific test case requirements around the given process. And yeah, you do this once, you create all those scripts, you make sure they are bulletproof, they are reusable, they can run thousands of times, and then the maintenance of your scripts is very, very low with testing by Xplus uh, because we're using multiple mechanisms to catch each and every element. And so that sometimes even if the UI changes or if something changes in the application, your scripts may continue still working with testing by XPath, and they may fail in all the other solutions, for example. Yeah, what do the customers say about us or about the solution? So Miller Digital appreciates our dedication, professionalism, effort, and willingness to go the extra mile. And they also appreciate the time and energy and commitment that everyone has invested. Leatherman is very happy that they've gone from a 3-week long process to 2 days. And GN had a 450 test cases suite that they were testing manually for every release. And it was very time consuming. And they've replaced all of that with our solution, which allowed them to save time and increase the testing quality. Also, they appreciate that we are very fast. And even if they have some severe and urgent issues, they get support fast. And GN is a customer who started with these 450 test cases. I'm not sure how much they have right now, how many test scripts, but they are one of our most testing customers. They run something like 250,000 tests every year. So yeah, if they wanted to do this manually, they would have to have a team of like 50 people testing full time, maybe even 24/7. So yeah, this is what automation unlocks for you. You cannot get that with uh, with testing manually. Uh, what do our partners say about us? So they appreciate being able to deliver superb results in regression and performance testing, MCA Connect. They like the ease of use and the fact that it allowed their clients to save countless hours. Segeka mentioned, yeah, making a difference in handling regression testing. And Arina also likes the high quality of our solution. And ThinkMax, which is now Talan, enabled says that yeah, leveraging our solution enables their clients to streamline the testing process. Yeah. How to get started? So we have a very simple process. You can get started either with Testing Lite, which is the free version of the product, which I will tell you a little bit more in the next slide. Or you can get a free 2-week trial where we'll provide you with a full version of the solution with everything unlocked and where you'll be able to connect your own D365 test environments and different users to play with the solution as thoroughly as needed. We will provide some basic training for you. And then our recommendation would be to pick 10 of your most important test cases or more and simply automate them. This will give you the best feeling on how easy it is to work with the solution, how quickly you can automate those 10 test cases. And you can do the same test with other solutions also to compare, to maybe put those numbers to an ROI calculator and calculate the total cost of the project. And then, of course, once you're done automating those 10 test cases and you're done with your evaluation, you can simply get a full license and continue on automating, continue on with the project. Yeah, and now this RSAT being deprecated. So yeah, Microsoft announced that not that long ago, a while. Was it a few weeks? Maybe a month, not sure. Time goes by so quickly lately. But yeah, it's going to be deprecated, I think, next May. And so this will give us a great opportunity to convert customers basically to testing by Xplus or to testing light. We already have a first version of testing light. You can see this QR code on your screen. You can scan it, and that will take you to an app source page with it where you can sign up for it. But we've already received also a lot of feedback from our partners, which I'm super grateful for, and we know how better to shape this premium/freemium model. So for now, the first version of Testing Light, I think, is too limited. It only allows the foreground mode, so you cannot run your scripts in the background on the server side in a headless mode. You have to run them in your browser. So that's a major limitation. But where we want to take this product, and especially after gathering all this feedback, is we want this solution to basically replace RSAT to be the standard go-to solution for test automation in FNO, to be a fully usable product, but the limitation will definitely be on the amount of executions. So we're still trying to figure out how best to shape this journey, but imagine just being able to use it for free forever. If you test small right now, if you don't take testing too seriously, which most of customers using RSAT usually are, by the way. So they'll also be able to convert their RSAT scripts to EA scripts. We already have this working, and so they can continue testing small using the free version forever if they want. But if they decide to get more serious about testing, to build a bigger scope, to add more scripts to their test plan, to test more often, perhaps for every release, then they will at some point need to upgrade to a paid version. Again, we still don't know what that limit will be, but I don't know, let's say you can run 500 tests per year for free, and then once you reach this limit, you will need to upgrade or something like that. So yeah, with this, we will want to basically start using it very early. It will make sense for every partner to use it very early in the project, already during the implementation, because of these extra values. So you will record the processes, which means you will have the process documentation. You will be able to use those recorded processes to create process-based security, but also you will create your test scripts already. And yeah, as you build up your test coverage, your test plan, you will have to think about how big you want to make this and how serious the customer is about automated testing. If they want to be serious, then you'll need to plan with them for when they'll upgrade. And if they'll just decide to not test that much, to limit their testing, they'll be able to just stay on this testing light and not pay anything. Yeah, where also the opportunity will be for sure, especially with this testing light version, is in offering support to customers, because we will not offer any support out of the box for the free version. We will offer paid support, of course, but not free. And this is something we will want our partners to offer as well, because you're closer to the customers, you're working with them, and it's much easier if you offer the support, because then you can easily upsell to selling also services, helping customers create more scripts, maintain them, run them, etc. So it makes a good business for you. And yeah, if you run into any issues or need some advanced help, you can always get it from us. So you'll be able to do first line support, but of course you'll be also able to just deliver test automation services. Again, even starting from the test strategy part very early in the project, already helping customers shape this journey, shape the way they'll test in the future and how they will go about automation. But then you can help them build the scripts, you can help them maintain the scripts, and you can help them run the scripts and report on the results. So there's a lot of opportunities for you to make an additional business line, making services from test automation. But then, of course, for every paid license of the solution that you sell, you will get a partner commission from us. And we already have partners who have created some really nice revenue streams from just these partner commissions, because you don't only get this for the initial sale, but you also continue receiving it as long as the customer subscribes. And we have virtually zero customers resigning. If customers resign from EA or from testing by Xplus, it's usually because they're changing their ERP, or because they didn't actually start with the project. They just bought the solution, but they didn't find the time or resources to go on with the project. And this is also something that partners can help customers with, to make sure they actually deliver the test automation project. And of course, the main point or value here is for you to be able to just solve more pain points for the customers, because that will make you a much more valuable partner to them. And they will not look for a partner for test automation elsewhere. They will rather get this help with testing from you.